Hey guys, today is gym day, but I don't think I'm gonna film today just because I'm feeling a little skinny. Not that being skinny is a bad thing, because it's not, it's beautiful, but yeah, my legs are not legging right now, so a little sad. It's okay, because that's not even important. So much has been happening in my life right now. I'm in the book of Second Kings. I finished First Kings, and First Kings was it pretty much showed you the preparation for a lot of the kings, right? And Israel was essentially divided into two. For one side of Israel, kings were brought forth that did not honor and respect God's commandments. They went completely against his authority and worshipped idols and did things against his character. On the other side of Israel, kings were brought forth that still honored God. They would completely eradicate anything that a previous king was doing in order to overshadow God and his commandments and all these things. And that's essentially David's lineage, and that's the lineage that Jesus came out of. A lot of really bad things happen to Israel because they are pretty much rebellious, but there are two prophets that are talked about in the beginning of Second Kings. One is Elijah and the other one is Elisha. And at the end of this little excerpt explaining like a few details about Elisha, it says, twice miracles he predicted allowed Israel's army to break out of an impossible situation and rout the enemy. Yet he refused to become a court prophet, serving the king's whims. It says, on at least one occasion, he blatantly insulted a king of Israel. Another time, he anointed a general to overthrow the king in an outright revolution. Elijah showed a deep sensitivity for the suffering and distressed, helped them in miraculous ways, providing food, healing diseases, even raising a young boy from the dead. And he came after Elijah, and Elijah was essentially a legend of a prophet. Elisha wanted to kind of follow in Elijah's footsteps because Elijah was taken up to heaven, and Elisha was like, can you just leave me some of your power, please? And Elijah ended up doing that for Elisha. But in all of this, I see a lot of myself because I'm the kind of person where it's been very hard for me. I've been walking very seriously with God for the last 6 years, and there was rebellious phases that I went through, right? And right now I'm not in a rebellious phase. I'm in a very obedient position with God. But some of those years I was going through healing phases and not spending enough time in my word, not spending enough time knowing what I needed to do with God, and just kind of being in that comfortable phase of like living in God's grace and mercy, but still trying to do things my own way. And that's not how it works, right? And God will give you grace in that period, but it comes a time where it's kind of like, okay, let's wake up from this little dream we're having and we got to get to work, right? So I'm essentially in the working phase. But with that being said, a lot of times, like in my past, I've tried joining churches. I've tried like becoming part of congregation. It just never worked out for me. Like something felt, and I don't know if it was like the things that I needed to heal from still. I am a prophet of God, right? God gives me prophetic dreams, and he tells me what is going on in the world and why things are happening, people's spiritual state, when somebody is not in alignment with him, when somebody's in rebellion, right? He gives me discernment and prophetic abilities. And the closer I get to him, the more that this is strengthened. And I say this because through Elisha, we see that he was never like under somebody's authority. He was always under just God's authority. And even when kings wanted him to work for them, he was like, I don't think so, buddy. I'm willing to even overthrow you if you're not in alignment with God. So I love that. I love that because my whole life I've experienced people in positions of power in the church, and before I knew the scriptures, a lot of manipulation was happening, and it traumatized me, and it made me feel like, is God even real? The enemy's tactic is for you to doubt God's existence, right? That's what he did to Eve in the garden. The original sin was, are you sure that's what God said to you? And it's like, yes, that's what God said. Like, don't put doubt in my head, right? So growing up, I experienced people in positions of power, such as pastors, right? Like not really a position of power, but I mean like positions of authority when it comes to the spiritual things of life, right? When it comes to the Bible, when it comes to God. You know, there's such a thing as wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Everything comes to the light. If there really is a wolf in sheep's clothing, you'll know them by their fruits, right? It'll be evident to you, especially if you have the ability to discern spirits. You'll be able to tell. Not everybody has this gift. Not everybody can tell. That's why there are churches that are not in alignment with God, and they are trying to teach things their own way, or the people in power get in their ego. Like, I believe it's important to be a part of a congregation and to be a part of a church and to have community and to have fellowship, but it's always been hard for me to sustain that long term. And I see that Elisha had that as well. He was a great man of God. He was in a position to always stand by what God wanted. And yet he didn't see kings above God. He could have easily been like, I'll work for this king. When he saw that something was not right, he called it out and he did something about it. And I think that's very beautiful. We can all learn something from Elisha. So I have class today. It's going to be 12. I had so much to do today. My goodness. Like, I feel like Snoopy's becoming so much more high maintenance. And I'm like before it was like, just get myself ready and get out. But no, I have to like cater to him. And I love him, but I digress. Okay. So let's go to the gym. I'm going to finish reading chapter 3. And then we're going to head to the gym. Okay. Love you. Bye. finished today's workout. The beginning of the workout, it was easy, right? Usually I'm pretty challenged. I don't know why that was funny to me, but usually the beginning of the workout is challenging because I'm like warming up, but my muscles were so weak coming back to the gym that the warm-up was challenging within itself, right? So now that I've been at it for like, how many months have I been in the gym now? Like 3 consistently. It was actually pretty easy. The warm-up was easy. The 95 pounds still challenging, so I'm not upping the weights there yet, but I did up my warm-up a little bit, just a little bit, and that was nice. So that's how today's workout went. My hair is growing so fast. I remember, I think it was the week that my brother went to church with me, and my hair was so short in that video. It was like really, it was like here. It was like, it's grown that much in 2 weeks. That much? I don't know. It's growing fast, guys. Now we're on our way home. I'm not hungry, but I'm gonna eat because I need to get the protein in. And then I have class tonight, 3:30, 4:30. I have class in an hour and a half. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Love you. Love you. Okay, bye. He wants me to be with him all day. That's not gonna happen. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that I'm not gonna be with him all day, all the time, because I have a life, and it's not fair that he just wants me all to himself from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. Also, I gave him his first haircut. He looks so bad. He looks so bad, but his hair was getting too long. And I was like, I'm just gonna try it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep cutting little bits off. Just gonna keep cutting it little by little. Okay, I need to eat food. Dang, who's that? Dang, what's her name? Dang. 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 Just kidding. Oh, you just gotta hype yourself up sometimes. Am I right? Yeah? Huh? I am. I know. What am I gonna eat? I don't know. I don't have any more steaks to eat. So, oh, oikos. I prepared one this morning with yogurt, but I need, oh, tuna. I have tuna. And then I have boiled eggs. So I'm gonna have 2 boiled eggs and some tuna. Mr. Corn, I need you. Uh-oh, guys, I don't think I have corn. Whatever, I have tuna. Do 2 cans.